when you first got to doing this and you started realizing that you were having fun with it, did this become like your sight? Did you set your sights then on UFC, or did this kind of happen to you like along the way where you just kind of, you grew and one day there's this opportunity?
I kind of stumbled into it. I kind of feel like I got coerced into it, like jokingly. I got really taken care of because I was kind of a big fish in a small pond, and they liked working with me, and I worked hard. And then they just talked me into competing, and then I just started competing more and more, and then I started doing good, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm a professional now. I always did want to be a UFC champion, but honestly, more than anything, man, I just wanted to train for my entire life. Like, that's what I wanted my life to be, was to like learn about martial arts, dedicate myself to martial arts, and that's really all I really cared about. I think my superpower, and what I've also been able to show in the UFC, is that like I will be better the next fight. Like I will absolutely be better the next fight without a doubt, because I don't ever really stop training, you know? Like that week in Maui I was telling you, I went on my honeymoon, like that drove me crazy. I was just like, I'm missing so much stuff right now.
Now, first, like you're learning from a coach in a gym, but then later on you like get professional coaching staff or something? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so I got really lucky in that I just signed up at a really good gym immediately, which was cool. It was called High Altitude Martial Arts. It was owned by this guy named Nate Marquardt, who is a really big fighter in Colorado. And then I just got connected with really good guys. I was really hardworking, I was quiet, and I was there all the time. So people just took a liking to me and just wanted to help me, just because there's a thing, I don't know if you experience it too. I know personally, I'll coach anyone that I know is as hard of a worker as I am. Like, I'd love to help that guy. I think I was just that to a lot of people, so I just got really lucky. Like, everything that I feel like I have is just given to me by like other people helping me get to it, you know?
Oh, that's awesome. I saw also you started, you had a background in Taekwondo.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I hated Taekwondo.
You did?
Yeah, I had a really old school instructor who was like not nice. And then I got away from that, and then I started doing team sports, and then team sports turned into martial arts.
I trained under Michael AJ, who was a Taekwondo master and he's in Sacramento. And I did that through about age 21 or 22. And I ended up getting my black belt in Taekwondo, but the thing that was the most benefit to me, it wasn't, you know, Taekwondo is, you're not really fighting. The thing I loved most about it was literally, he was the first guy that got me to think like, he'd say, give me 100 push-ups. Like 100, man, I can do 15 or 20, right? You know, but he expanded my thinking so big, you know. You know, when you really realize finally in life that you were kind of using 10% of our strength, or 10% of our capability, or even less. He was the first guy that got me to open my mind.
Nice.
So I give a lot of thanks for discipline and for growth to that. Is this a stressful time for you in the couple weeks before the fight? Is it the couple months before? Is it the day of?
Fight week is pretty tough because it's a lot of media, which I'm like not a giant fan of doing, answering the same questions from the same reporters every time. I hate it.
Right.
And then I'm also like cutting a lot of weight that week. And then I do actually, after weigh-ins, get a lot of energy, but then I have energy to actually spend time thinking about the things that, like the actual nerves in the actual fight.
Same routine you follow, or is it however it rolls?
No, we do a shakeout that morning, which just means it's like a 20-minute hard workout at like noon, and then I fight at around like 9 or 10 usually at night. The eating is all the exact same every single time. It's just meat, potatoes, and rice. And it's like that from weigh-ins all the way up till the fight. I put on about 20 pounds-ish after the weigh-ins, and then, yeah, it's pretty much the same. I like just laying there visualizing pretty much all day, just resting, letting my body's nervous system do what it does, because that can feel really overwhelming. And then you just warm up, and then you walk out,
and it's time.
And then it's over before it feels like it even starts.
Talked a whole lot about visualization. Pre-fight, is that common in the sport?
I think it's fairly, I think everyone has kind of their own idea of what that word means though too. Mine means like setting time aside to spend 30 minutes seeing every single like step leading up to the fight, the actual fight, and then me closing out the fight. But then also I think visualization can just be like daydreaming. Like sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just lay there and just think about the fight. But it does help. Like I take a lot of notes, like I'm more of like a note taker guy. So that helps a lot.
Oh, really?
Just making sure that it's like, okay, I do this when he does this. I do this when he does this. This week I'm working on X, Y, Z. Last week I did this better. We can make it a little bit better, or okay, that's ingrained in me. I don't have to think about that anymore. So I stay very organized.
Your degree in psychology, do you think it plays in as a strength?
I think a little bit. I think
digest, you know?
I think a little bit. I think it's more what you were saying about like the being in love with the learning. Like learning is like momentum, and you got to write stuff down to learn it, and you got to recall it later and be like, oh, okay, that from last week, I forgot all about that when I was sparring at the end of the week. So now let me reincorporate that. So it's like a lot of just staying super organized. Yeah. I think staying organized when you're learning stuff is really important.
How does it work? Do you get just like one big paycheck a year at these fights?
Every time I fight, I get show money and win money. So if you get half your check for showing up and you get the other half for winning, which is tough.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I'm a little bit on a different contract now where it's not 50-50, it's more like 75-25 right now, but so that's tough. And then after we pay our agency, our coaches, and then taxes, and then wherever we fight, we have to pay that state tax and here state tax. I just invest all of it. I don't like clothes or cars or vacations or literally anything.